All right. Frankie has asked a couple questions about Tradovate. He's supposed to pop on Zoom. Hey, there he is. Hey, Frankie. You there, man? Well, I was going to show Frankie some things about Tradovate. So I got price coming back up to this backside. And so I spread out some orders here to go short from 49 to 50 because the backside's at 50. I'm not too worried about the 2 candle clearance at this moment. This is just for demonstration purposes. But you simply click right over here and you can add these contracts and spread them out. I don't have brackets turned on. I manage them individually. If it only gets me into one contract, well, I'll only get one contract. If it gets me into all of them, I'm perfectly fine with that as well. If a person wanted, you could actually spread these out a little bit more, saying, hey, along this range here, and that's okay as well. And here's how you move your orders. It's simply you just hover over this top one and slide it up and say, hey, I want this one at 51 and I want this one here. So get me 2 in here and get me 2 in before this line, which is another way to do it. Can you hear me, Frankie? Let me double check my audio settings here.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, cool. I'm going ahead and recording a little Tradovate thing. I was hoping it got me in. It's not the end of the world because once you get in, all you do then is you still slide these things up and down, and that's really the only thing there is to do.
Yeah, awesome.
Other than the settings I put into the Tradovate group, these are the 2 that I have clicked on.
Yeah.
Where the left button and the estimated P&L. The other thing I have is the stop type. I have it as stop. And sometimes I come in here and I'll change it to trailing stop. So let's say I got into the trade and I was in all 4 contracts and I might put 2 of them on a trailing stop so they can move with price. And then the other 2, I might just have as a regular stop to where they don't move. So I have to manually move them.
Okay.
Gotcha. I don't really use the brackets. But if that's something you want to go over, we can go over bracket setting. Are brackets something you're interested in?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think I know how to use them. But if you put in quantity, if you put 5 or 10 instead of 1, then does it let you change individual orders or not?
I have to delete these and say, all right, get me into 2, get me into that's how it does it. Is this practice account I have doesn't allow me to, I guess, do that many. But yeah, you can change the quantity there. So let's say I got into all 4 of them. Well, if I wanted to manage it as one group of 4, I could then change it to 4. But I manage them individually unless I'm doing like 20 or 30 contracts.
Gotcha, George. I think my mistake was I was putting 5 or 10 contracts and I was like, oh, it moved all of them, but that's because I wasn't using one as a quantity. That's the reason why.
Well, and I could do this if I wanted. I could say, all right, enter 4 right here. Once I'm into all 4, I can change this to 1 and then manage them individually.
Oh.
So here, let's do this. It doesn't matter. I'm in a practice account. Let's press sell. Okay, so now I'm in 4 contracts. I'm going to change this to 1, and I might go, okay, I want 2 of them here and 2 of them here. I click 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I might say, well, I want 1 here and 1 here.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then look at me. I just grab it and I slide it down, slide it down, slide it down.
Yeah.
Now up here, if you look up here, it gives me, hey, you have 3 contracts left. Something you need to track.
Yeah.
Because I don't, because it's very, because I could do this. You have to be careful. So let's say I press sell here. Well, I can put an order right here and say, when price gets here, sell one more.
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you enter multiple, you need to be aware of what this negative number is or a positive number if you bought. But right now I just sold one, and then I could say, okay, add one at 48.75. Let's see if it gets there. And then add one at 49.50. Like, okay, let's see what happens. Let's just watch.
Yeah.
And then I'll play with a trailing stop loss for you so you can see that.
Okay.
I really love how simple Tradovate makes this. You know, unless you're dealing with more than 5 or maybe even more than 10 contracts, you should be doing individuals. And even just spreading out your orders. Because let's say I wanted to be into 5 of them. Well, 1, 2, you know, I could spread them out like that. Then putting all 5 at one single price.
Yeah, of course.
So let's just see what happens. I mean, I don't care. Just start moving in one direction or the other.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. It's going to come up and get me into another one. And I picked the top of these 2 candles actually was as my next entry. We'll just see what happens here, but this is a backside for sure. I'm actually going to move this one here. So it'll get me into 2 more at this line, which would be great. Nice. See what happens. You know, and if I wanted, you know, let's just say I got into those 2 because I'm already there. And I say, hey, I want my stop loss to be above this break level. Well, then I look at this price and go, all right, that's 55, about 56 is where I might want my stop. And I got 2 contracts. I'll click this twice, 1, 2. And now my stop is set at 56.
Yeah.
That's where it is. That's my protective stop. Let's say news came out and this thing flew. At least I've got a protective stop in there, and it's at a logical location, which is above this break level. It's up here. All right. So let's watch now. Now, that is probably technically too far away. Not bad, actually. It's only 6.5 points. And you got several protection layers protecting you. You have the backside, you have this middle backside, you have whatever this would be. I don't like that big candle there, but whatever. So you got a few bounce layers there to protect you. Doesn't mean you have to take the entire loss. I know I'm just preaching to the choir, but so let's see what happens. We'll give it a little bit here. But I think you see the mechanics now. Is this
what you were
missing?
Yeah, totally. I mean, what I was doing wrong is I was selecting 5 already in the quantity. So I was moving them as a bulk. So that's why it wasn't working for me, because instead of moving them individually, I was moving everything at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, let's say I even enter with 5. I'll immediately drop my quantity to 1, not immediately, but I want price to move away. So let's say I entered here. When price moves away at least 5 or 6 or 7 ticks, I can now spread out my orders 1, 1, 1, 1 and manage them individually if I wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Or I could say, hey, let me park 3 here and then I'll do 1 and 1. Yeah. And I'll slide these down as it gets into the profit. And then I might say, okay, let's keep 1 here. Let's do those 2 there.
Yeah.
I'm always making sure, though, that the number of contracts I have right here equal the number of contracts I'm actually in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I just need to practice it.
Because you'd hate to be short 5 contracts, and then you have 7 over here to get because then you'll be long 2 contracts.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because all the, so that's how that works. All right, we don't have to watch this anymore. Let's
no, that's cool. Quick question here.
Go ahead.
Do you use the 3 minutes from TradingView or Tradovate?
I don't use the Tradovate chart at all.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
0.
Because I was trying to find the 3 minutes on Tradovate. I'm like, oh, it doesn't exist,
No, I don't mess with Tradovate. They're horrible. Use TradingView.
Okay. MES H3 give you the right price or similar prices to TradingView?
They look exactly the same to me. 49.50, 49.50.
Yeah, they're pretty good, pretty awesome. All right, cool. I just need to practice that. That's what I wanted to know.
And I don't know if you know, but you can link up your, hold on. You can link up your Tradovate right here. You can connect it to TradingView. And if you wanted to just trade off the chart, you can do that with TradingView and Tradovate right on TradingView if you wanted. I keep them side by side. Now this is usually outside of my screen, so I can make TradingView as big as possible, but that's how I do it. Well, while I got you on, and for the purpose of the video, let's talk about these brackets, okay?
Sure.
I have several. I probably need to go in and delete them, but let me hit this 6 point for a second. Turn this thing on. So for example, let's say I knew I was going to play with 5 contracts, okay? I was going to enter 5 contracts, and I was going to do a 6 point stop loss. Well, I could set up 3 different targets here to where the first target, well, for 2 of these contracts, take profit plus a stop loss. Take profit's 2 points. That stop loss is 6 points, okay?
Yeah.
But here's something really easy. There's this auto break even, okay? Where I can tell the system, hey, when I'm in the profit 1.5 points, move my stop to 0. So instead of my stop being at 6 points, if my profit gets 1.5 points, lock me in at break even, but take my profit at $2.
Yeah.
So if I'm almost at $2, don't let me lose money. So at 1.5 points, move my stop to break even.
Nice.
And then I have on my next target, well, for the next 2 contracts, get me out at $4, but at 1.5 points profit, move me to break even.
Yeah.
And then on the final contract, there is no take profit. It's a stop loss only. Keep it at 6 points, and I'll manually move it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think I've been using it as well, and it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I love the auto break even a lot. I just wish the auto break even would let me, instead of move it to 0, move it to like -1. Like I would allow a little bit of a loss, but not the full 6 points.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wish. But here, let's turn that on. I'm going to exit out of this trade for a second. Let's hit 5 on the bracket. And what you'll see, for those who haven't done the bracket yet, as I'm hovering my mouse here, you can see where it's already going to put my orders. You can see the ghosting of those other orders. Do you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
So it's really cool. So auto break even on this particular account, they won't let me use the auto break even. No big deal, but that's how you use the brackets. I probably need to go in and delete some of mine because I've got too many. Yeah. But I don't know, to be honest, there's so many of them because I couldn't find the combination I really liked. So I simply moved where I manually, let me turn this off. I am manually just putting in my stuff here. And if I wanted, I could come up here and say, all right, let me put a stop here at 4. Because if it gets me into all of them, that means I would be in. So if price got here, that means I'm already into 4 of them.
Okay.
Gotcha. And let's say for some reason price only got me in the first 2 and then came down. No big deal. I'll just delete this. Change that to 2.
So essentially the 4 is your stop loss.
Yeah, that's exactly what the 4 would be. Is my stop loss. Go ahead and set that Go ahead and set that up. But like I said, if it only got me into the first 2 contracts, no big deal. Delete, delete, delete. Change that to 2.
Yeah.
And then I can move this as I want to move it. No problem.
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, it's very clear. Yeah.
Did that answer your questions you have for Tradovate?
It does. Thank you so much, Art. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, cool, man. All right, man. I'll pop off now. Thank you, sir.
Have a good one. See ya.
Bye. Bye-bye.